Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today got my 98 S10 here, and I did a complete rebuild on the front end. Pretty much everything in the front end has been replaced. So I'm going to do kind of a redneck alignment on this thing, and I'll show you how I do it. I've done this on a few of my trucks. I did this on my dad's truck basically because I was fed up with, he took it in 3 times, I believe it, to the GM dealer. 3 times we did various things. I think we did ball joints one time, and then we did some steering stuff one time. And every time we took it in there, they would never align the thing because they said something was wore out. And I think a lot of times the dealers and stuff, they take advantage of that alignment and they try to get more work. They try to make money off the alignment, when I think they should just, if there is stuff that is wore a little bit, line it up the best you can and you know, let the customer go. They won't do that. They want to make more money. So I was fed up. I did it on my dad's, it was 04 2500 HD. And I did the same alignment to his truck, and the truck drove great. Most importantly, the expensive tires on the front, they wore perfect. He put a lot of miles on that truck, and with my alignment, my redneck alignment, the tires wore really, really good. So I'm expecting the same results here. I'm going to show you how I do it. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I did is I backed up and then I pulled forward, and I have the steering wheel perfectly straight. I'm not worried about if it's pulling one way or whatever. I just pulled ahead with the steering wheel straight. The second thing I did is I threw down, that's actually some of my old sandblasting sand. I've got it on both sides, so I'm going to pull the truck ahead and I'm going to park on top of that sand. What I'm trying to do there is I'm trying to reduce the friction from the tire to the cement. So when I adjust the tie rod end sleeves, the tire hopefully is going to move a lot easier. There won't be so much friction there. There'll be like a million ball bearings down there, and it's going to turn a lot easier as I adjust it. I don't think I got to do a lot of adjustment here. I think I'm pretty close, but I'm going to pull ahead, park on that sand, and then I got to get my strings out, and I'll show you how I set those up. Okay, you can see I got a jack stand in front of the truck. I got a jack stand behind the truck. I've got a string running from each jack stand. It's set at the center of the rim. So you go halfway up the tire there. So what you're looking to do is you're going to measure this string. You're going to measure on the back side of the rim, and you're going to measure on the front side of the rim. And what you're looking to do is to get that measurement exactly the same. Okay, it's really important that that measurement be almost perfect. You can be off a tiny bit, but you really want that as close as you can get it. So what that's going to do is that's going to make a perfectly straight line across the truck here. So what you're looking for is, well, now you got no light here. But you come to the front tire and you're going to measure the back side of the rim to that string. Then you're going to measure the front side to the string. And this one's off. Not by a lot. Like, I didn't think I was off by much, but I want it to be a little closer than that. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to get this measurement the same too, just like the back. It's not going to be the same as the back because the back tires, especially on a pickup, the track width is a little different. So you're not trying to get the same measurement front and back. You're trying to get the same measurement on each wheel, on the back of the rim and the front of the rim. So I'm going to set up another string just like this on the other side of the pickup. And I recommend doing that so you can measure both sides as you're doing this. Because like I said, when you start turning the tie rod ends and you do have friction, you could possibly move one side or the other. You might be moving the steering and not the actual tires. You also got to pay attention to your steering wheel, make sure it is staying straight. Because if you start turning the tie rod ends, you might move the steering wheel instead of the tire. So you do have to kind of watch what you're doing when you're doing this alignment. And there's a reason I'm calling it a redneck alignment. It's because it's not going to be perfect. This is not laser measured. It is not, this is not the right way to do it. But like I said, I've had pretty good success doing this on my stuff. So I'm going to get set up, try to get this thing as close as I can get it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so you can see I got my jack stands and my string on this side. You want that string pretty tight. You don't want it to have a lot of droop or anything. And you want that string pretty tight, so make sure the string is tight. My measurement is the same on the front side of the rim and the back side of the rim on this side, and it's the same on the other side. It's not the same measurement. It's not the same measurement, but it's the same measurement on the front of the rim and the back of the rim. So just to make that clear, it does not have to be the same as the other side. It's just each side has to be the same measurement on the rim. Hopefully you understand that. So I've got this side all done. I got this side. Actually, I've already adjusted this side. And this is for an S10 pickup, but you got to loosen up your tie rod ends. This has got a sleeve. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but probably should have some light. It's got a sleeve. You loosen up 2 bolts, and you turn the sleeve, and you can go in and out with it. So I've got the measurement the same on this side. Now again, I have to stress that my steering wheel did move a little bit on the inside. So I re-straightened the steering wheel, rechecked all my adjustments, and it's pretty close, guys. You can be, I would say you can be within a 16th. You don't have to be exact. Actually, I think they want it, I forget what it is. It's towed in or towed out a 16th of an inch. But I'm just gonna run this thing straight. I think they say it drives better one way or the other, but I'm just gonna make mine straight. You can look it up. I forget exactly what it is. But anyway, this side is pretty close, as close as I can get it, to straight. Now, it was already pretty close. I didn't have to turn it much. This side here is off like a 1/4 of an inch. So this is what I was feeling, I think, when I was driving it. Because I didn't think that little bit over there on the driver's side was that bad. And then I come over here, I can see the 1/4 inch that I'm off, and there it is. That's what I'm feeling. So I'm gonna take my sleeve. Maybe you can see this better. Yeah, my sleeve, I'm gonna loosen up the 2 bolts on the sleeve, and I'm gonna turn this depending on which way that the tires gotta go, in or out. So this tie rod end is going to pull the front of the tire this way or that way. So you just got to make sure your measurements are the same and everything. Again, you want to, when you adjust something, not only are you measuring here, make sure you kind of run over here, make sure this is staying in line, check your steering wheel, make sure your steering wheel is still straight. And yeah, this just should get you pretty close, guys, on a redneck alignment. I'm going to get this side straightened out and we'll wrap up the video. Okay guys, so I just wrapped up my redneck alignment. I just torqued my sleeve bolts. On this S10, it's 196 inch-pounds. You know, whatever you're doing, it may not have a sleeve. It may have something else to adjust your tie rod ends. But this is, on my truck, I have a sleeve. I double-checked my measurements after I torqued down my sleeves, and everything is straight. Steering wheel is straight. So I'm really happy with what I've got here. I'll have to take it out, but I'm pretty confident it's going to drive straight down the road. A little bit of a caution here. When you're messing with your steering parts, it is important that you do kind of know what you're doing. If you don't get something tight and you leave something loose, and you lose your steering going down the road, you could kill yourself or someone else. So make sure you do know what you're doing when you're messing with your steering, guys. This is not worth dying over. You just take it in to someone and get your steering took care of if you don't know how or you're not comfortable doing it yourself. But anyway, this is how I do it. I've had good luck doing it this way, and I don't see why this ain't gonna work on this truck right here. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something. I'll see you.